right. Hello, 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 and welcome in PowerPass, your ticket to greatness. And today it's a magical topic because we'll be speaking about connection with the universe, and how can we communicate with the mystical universe, with the God, with the consciousness of creation, and how can we let go and trust that our message was heard. So today with me is Hakiel. Hello.
Hello.
And yes, so what do we understand by the universe? How to communicate with the universe? What is the universe?
hmm Well, the universe, you can have different definitions, isn't it? People can see the universe as exactly the wall that includes all the planets, all the beings, everything that you know and you don't know. Also, there are some people that they can have a vision of the universe as God.
Hmm.
And I think independently of the point of view about the universe, I I have the idea here to bring today a kind of exercise that everyone can try. And of course, they can check by themselves if it works, if it doesn't work, and then get their own conclusions about what is the universe.
Perfectly. So for me, the universe is the all creation, all that is. And I see the universe as a conscious being,
Mhm,
as a sum of small particles, small elements, and the sum of all those elements is creating something new, something bigger quality. And this bigger quality is the consciousness. And therefore, when I communicate, when I speak with the universe, I like to see it as my personal assistant, or
mhm.
even my boss in some elements. Sometimes I'm like, okay, deal with it. That's my problems. Just deal with it. Help me solve it. Deal with it. I'm delegating it to the personal assistant. And sometimes when I feel like really bored or don't feel inspired, or where I know that I would like to do something and give something of value, I'm saying, okay, boss, tell me, how can I serve? How can I serve? How can I be your instrument in
Mhm.
order to raise the consciousness? So it depends on the day, on the perception, but I believe that there's some kind of bigger consciousness that really loves us and really helps us, and we can easily communicate with it.
No, I agree with you. I think in the reality, when we allow the universe to speak to us, I think we can have really deep answers, and especially the answer that we need, because our mind is quite closed, doesn't know everything.
Yeah.
So imagine, for example, you have some kind of problem that raises in your life, and then of course you are worrying about it, and you are like trying to find a solution, but there is no solution that please you. Okay, there are times that of course you will carry on thinking and thinking and overthinking, and then maybe you will figure out exactly the solution for you. Even, for example, you can decide something like, okay, between these three options, I'm going to choose the less that damages me.
Hmm.
Yeah. Or you give up after an overthinking that you couldn't stop, and you say, okay, I cannot figure out what can I do,
Hmm.
and you just give up, and then the answer comes
Yeah.
to you. uh, One of the exercises that I would like to bring today, it's a very very simple one, and especially it's good to do it before you fall asleep.
Mm.
And there is a simple asking that it's something like, universe, what I don't know that if I knew, I was doing something. Then you finish the sentence with what you want.
So could you give an example?
Mhm.
Okay, let's say. My uh, my intentions lately were to connect with myself or with the universe
Mm-hmm.
and find a way, a fun and playful way in which I can engage my body and move more, be more active physically. And I was trying to figure it out through my mind. I was trying to figure it out through different sports and so on, but nothing was really inspiring to go
Mm-hmm.
and do it. Nothing was like really clicking, and oh, that's what I want to do. So how can I formulate this question before I'll be falling asleep to get the answer?
So, universe,
Hmm.
what I don't know,
Hmm.
that if I knew I was more active, I would be more active.
Hmm.
I would
Okay.
have more opportunities to move my body.
Hmm.
And then just wait and repeat this for 30 days, three
Okay.
zero.
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, even before the 30 days, you will get an answer.
Hmm.
But let me advertise you that until the 30 days, you can struggle with dreams,
Hmm.
for instance, or some events can happen and you are like, but how is this possible?
Hmm.
So the universe is already answering
Aligning.
you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the answers start to come. Of course, there are people that it will last longer for them,
Hmm.
so they have to do well until 30 days. You will get an answer, but for example, you can get a closer answer closer to the 30 days. There
Yes.
are others that in the first moment they
Hmm.
start to have events that they are like, but why this? But what was this dream about?
Yes.
You know.
So yeah, it
and
everything.
and just let me also to say one thing more, that is sometimes the dreams can be very disturbing.
Hmm.
Okay, because what this exercise is creating is exactly that: your spirit, your unconscious, that your spirit is in there as well, goes and get the information and also receives the information.
Hmm.
It's like to allow your spirit exactly to know what is best for himself, even accordingly with your Akashic records, with the information that you have exactly has a plan to come here to this planet and do what you think that you can do.
Yeah. So it is
So,
like while sending this message, while sending this intention, the answer depends on how much you are connected with yourself, how many
mhm,
beliefs you have cleared in past, how many beliefs are blocking you, how easy are you open for receiving the information. And therefore some people can receive it instantly, like in the moment they
mm,
ask, and other people can take 28, 30 days in order to receive clear message, because then we are
mm,
starting the process of cleansing. It is
mhm,
like our spirit goes to the Akashic record and says, okay, we've got this belief, you've got this belief, you've got this karma, you've got this event, so we need to
mhm,
clear all of it in order for you to be able and to be ready to receive the informations that you will needing to act or to have or to do something.
mhm.
So
Because
yeah.
I think it's quite important that even, for example, if there are blockages that, yes, they will make the process take longer. Also, maybe can be difficult to understand the first signals, the first messages.
Hmm.
This was the reason because I mentioned that then you will start to dream about things that you are like, from where is this coming? Because I didn't have this experience. This is connected with what? So just relax and carry on with the exercise, because at some point you will start to understand what is about. So
Hmm.
you will start to know what you don't know.
Hmm. Exactly. Opening up for the answers. So once again, the question sounds like this. What it is that I don't know right now, that if I would know, well, if I would knew, I would be, or I would do, I would have something, something.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this exercise. I will do it definitely. I will start it even like as soon as we finish. I will go into meditation.
It's better at night time.
Yes, because you're opening for the for receiving the answers easier.
Yeah.
That's an amazing question. I found it that when we ask ourselves or when we ask the universe a certain type of questions, we can bypass the blockages that we have in our mind. So formulating and finding way and playing with the questions with words that we are using, it's changing the way that we are receiving informations and that the way that we are also understanding the reality
Mhm.
around us. And so uh, I have a couple of techniques that I'm using myself to connect with the universe. Sometimes I sit down and I write in a journal, "Dear
Mhm.
soul, dear universe, what it is, or how can I, or please answer me." Very often I enter into meditative state and I imagine that I have all these things or all the things that I want and I just give them away. Give them in a basket. Listen, universe, that's yours. That's for you. Please solve it. I My mind doesn't know how to do it. I trust you. And then I let go. And very often the next day, most of the problems or most of the
Mhm.
stuff that I need to do are being solved by me, or for me, or through me, or by other people, and I receive the ready answer. So that's really amazing. And I truly believe that the life is here to be enjoyed. We don't need to struggle. We don't need to worry. We don't need to suffer. And when we start detaching from all this negative, all these low feelings like survival, fear, anger, jealousy, we start trusting more to ourselves, to our spirit, to our soul, the easier the life will become. We will have the answers here just for us, ready.
Mhm. You know that when you were speaking, you reminded me about the concept of form thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thought forms, yeah.
Yeah. And this explains a lot about what you were saying, because how you how we create these thought forms, it's very easy. So our mind doesn't stop,
Mm-hmm.
period.
Yeah.
So imagine that, again, you have a problem and you are worrying about it.
Mm-hmm.
So you are trying to find a lot of solutions and how to sort out the things and blah, blah, blah. So all these thoughts that you created to find a solution, they are going around your mental field, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they are there, okay? Every time later on that you have another kind of thought connected with this thought form, is going to link.
Yes.
So is going to create a blockage. All right. So every time that you create these blockages, it's when close your mental field to exactly to connect with inspiration, with the universe, with your intuition. Even, for example, also, these kind of blockages are responsible for very fixed and rigid ideas, like
Yes.
obsessive thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Because, for example, you can have a kind of obsessive thought that is about your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For example, I have to check the key when I lock the door of my flat 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't do this movement 4 times, something bad will happen.
Yeah.
And also, you have self-obsessive thoughts, that it's about the creation of thoughts about your own reality.
Mm-hmm.
This is a self obsessive thought. So it's not just about your world around you, but it's about also the kind of thought that you create for your own reality.
Mm-hmm.
So, as I was saying before, all these blockages, let's go imagine that they are like a hat.
Yeah.
Okay. So if your head it's covered, cannot communicate and also cannot open. And this is the thing that, for instance, also in my work, I clean these
Mm-hmm.
form thoughts, because when you have them, they are just waiting for the next form thought to come and to build up a big blockage.
Yes.
So, and many times when people even they ask something like, I know that this my fear or that this my thought is
Mm-hmm.
not reasonable. I
Mm-hmm.
know that doesn't make sense, but I can't control it.
Yes.
You
It's popping
have
up in the mind like this.
exactly
Yeah.
you have that thing, and this is the reason, because if you have there this thought form, it will continue to call the others. And as I said, it's very easy to feed them.
Yes.
Very easy, because our mind doesn't stop. So if you are not aware about the kind of thoughts that you are having, more and more thought forms you are creating. And remember, thought forms are what exactly are the kind of thoughts that actually didn't serve you. So you
Yeah.
were trying to find a solution, okay? And if none of them was used to to get the solution, they remain here in your
Yes.
mental field. Okay,
Yes.
so
They are stuck over there as an energy.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, this is the reason, because when we listen to people saying, be aware of your thoughts, think positive, it's not just about positive thinking. It's not just about that. It's about to have the awareness that we can have a trigger that really goes then to lead us for in a pathway that then becomes very complicated, because then it's like you cannot even find a solution for your issues. Many times what happens the most is people tell you something. Imagine, for example, I meet a person, and when I'm dealing with her, I can understand that there is an issue, that the person is very stubborn. Okay. And then it's not just stubborn about her idea, it's stubborn because it's like, no, this is my idea and I want to keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine 1 month later, another person meets this person and identifies the same. Later on, another person meets this person and identifies the same. The person with whom we identified this kind of attitude cannot listen,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't understand, even can have 100 people telling her that, okay, look, you have this issue. She will not process.
Yeah.
She can't, because again, this hat of thought forms goes until your ears, let's say.
It's blocking the
So
informations. Yeah.
even even you cannot hear properly.
Yes.
Okay, so I think this is quite important for people to understand, that when they have some kind of illogic thought, or even a kind of idea that is repeating and over repeating, and also when they don't accept something. If, for example, you find yourself not accepting a behavior, and especially this happens with the people more close to us,
Mm-hmm.
parents, brothers, so partners. So these are the guys that usually we we really have the struggle. So if I have always the same difficulty to accept that, it's because there is a thought form that is blocking the
Yes.
information. And also, it's helping me to understand what is going on. The issue is that, as I said, it covers until your ears, so even you can't understand the message.
Yeah. Exactly. I wanted to point out that not all thought forms are negative.
No.
We can create also a positive thought forms by reinforcing the positive belief about ourselves. And then it will be also working automatically and it will be attracting more and more positive thoughts. Yet we are not being taught how to create them because very often we don't think about ourselves positively. We tell off ourselves, we whine about stuff, we tell ourselves that we need to be better. Yet it is our duty to start speaking and saying to ourselves good thoughts, good compliments, things that are uplifting to ourselves. Because if we will be fixated about them and saying, you are amazing, you can do it, I am amazing, I can do it, I know that sooner or later I will figure this out, it will create a positive mindset. It will create an army of thought forms that will be supporting you and that will be attracting more and more positive thoughts. So yeah, don't mistaken that every thought form is negative.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes some of them in the past were serving us. We created some kind of belief or some kind of energetical thought form that was protecting us, but now in nowadays it lost its function and it's still active, so we need to go back and exchange it and release it and transform it with love to create space for ourselves to receive new things and to receive new informations.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is energy, is it?
Mm-hmm. I would add to what you have said one thing. Remember that if you are creating a negative form thought, as I said before, if you were worrying, so it's like a negative emotion or has a low vibration. You feel it, yeah. Then of course you think, and then it's there. And it's the same for the positive. Even for example, if you start to have a inner conversation about yourself, you have to feel it. If you say that you are amazing but you don't feel that you are amazing, it's another form thought. So
Yes.
you really have to feel it, because if you don't feel it, then it's like nothing, or better, something just in there, so it goes for your hat again. So when you want to produce this kind of information, you have to go and look to your emotional.
Mhm.
You have to understand why is your emotional not aligned with the good. Because one thing that I think it's important for even for you to understand, uh, how is your emotional, you have exactly to go through the different areas that make part of you. So look at you and see how you look after your physical body.
Mm.
Hmm? Because if you don't feel good regarding your physical body, you will not have self-love in the totality. I'm sorry, but no. Because look, it doesn't make sense. I'm going to say that I love myself about what?
There's an aspect of you that you're excluding,
It's an
that you're
act,
not loving. Yeah.
exactly. So it's a part of me. Then, even the part of my thoughts, I'm happy with the way that I'm thinking. I'm happy with the way that I'm learning. I'm happy with the way that I'm expressing. Am I or not?
Mm.
Because if I'm not, I cannot love myself in the totality.
Exactly.
Okay. So these are the things that then they talk to you, to your emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then if you create this kind of shaking in your emotional, because it's like, no, no, I like my belly, but I don't like my arms. Okay. So it's making
Mm-hmm.
your emotional vibrate.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is something that is the root of what disturbs us, are the parts of us that we don't accept. And they can be very, very small because, as I say, it can be the arms, it can be the nails. Well, it can be everything. So, this is connected also with what I mentioned before about acceptance. Because if I'm not accepting this, I'm denying another part.
Mm.
And if I'm denying this part, and if I want to say to myself that, you know what, I have a beautiful message for you. Okay, but then you don't feel that about your nails, about your arms.
Mm.
So it will create a kind of who do you want to to make stupid? Do you want to lie to me? No, you will not lie to me. And I'm going to show you that you
Mm.
are lying to yourself. And then it's the moment that people get deceived and frustrated because they say, oh no, but I tried. I say that 7 times for 21 days. All of us, we know that. But this is the reason because it doesn't work. Because if you are not being fully honest with yourself, you cannot get a honest manifestation.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, is it making sense?
It is making sense in because we need to be aligned with ourselves, or all our parts needs to be aligned in order for us to be able to fully be open and receive the answers. That's why the question that you ask, what it is that I don't know, that if I would know, would make me or would allow me to receive, would make me do stuff and so on. So if there is a part of me that I'm not accepting, and I ask this question, the answer will come to me, and then I'll be able to deal with it, or in the dream, or during the day, or something will happen that will allow me to deal with it. And then I will start realigning again in order to receive exactly what I want to receive.
Mhm.
So this question, that's very, very simple question and very powerful technique to communicate with yourself and with the universe, asking what is it is that I don't know, that if I would know, if I would know, it would allow me to do things, to receive
Mhm.
things, to become the person that I want to become.
Mhm.
Amazing. So to create a beautiful sum up, in order to communicate with the universe, you need to be open for receiving the answers. You can ask the question that we mentioned a couple of times already, and I will mention it once again. What it is that I don't know, that if I would knew, it would allow me to be the person that I want to be, to do what I want to do, to have what I want to have. And then the stuff will start happening. We will start cleansing the thought forms that are around us, that are blocking our channels for receiving the information. So we start opening and shifting our subconscious beliefs. We will start achieving an alignment with the universe in order to receive the answer that is necessary for us.
Yeah, because if you think in the idea, it's like you with this kind of question, you avoid your mind, you give up of your mind.
Yes, because you don't
So
know.
your form thoughts are just ignored because even they are
Mhm.
not being called to solve nothing.
Yes.
So that's it.
Amazing. Thank you so much for today. And I hope
Welcome.
I hope this episode will help you all guys and girls to connect with yourself, to connect with the universe and see what happens. Share your ideas,
Yes.
your
And share your
experiences.
experiences. Yes.
Exactly. With us via email or on the comments under the videos. So blessings to you all and see you next week.
Blessings. See you next week. Bye.
Bye bye.